I'm Kevin Lee, and let's queer up business. Meta accused of silencing LGBTQ+ and abortion voices in major takedown wave. Meta is facing fresh accusations of censoring LGBTQ+ and abortion access groups after dozens of accounts were removed across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. According to The Guardian, more than 50 organizations worldwide say their accounts were taken down, with many linked to queer advocacy and reproductive health. While most affected groups are based in the UK and Europe, organizations in Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East were also impacted. Martha Dimitrito of Repro Uncensored said, within the last year, especially since the new U.S. presidency, we have seen a definite increase in accounts being taken down, not only in the U.S., but also worldwide as a ripple effect. This has been, to my knowledge, at least one of the biggest waves of censorship we are seeing, end quote. The removals come amid ongoing backlash over Meta's recent policy changes, which loosened rules around hate speech targeting queer people. Critics warn the changes could fuel real-world harm. Meta denies targeting any specific movement. A spokesperson said, quote, every organization and individual on our platform is subject to the same set of rules, end quote. Adding that the abortion-related policies have not changed. Advocates say that the impact tells a very different story. It's really very troubling to me that we have these somewhat monopoly-type social media platforms. That are, they must be robot run because you can never get a human on the customer support line when you need it. I've had to deal with them in the recent past few years when my accounts were hacked and I lost part of my business. It was shut down for a while. So, but just this whole concept of losing your organization's voice, it's once again going back to being made invisible, being dismissed, being wiped off, really the slate of us wiped off clean. And to me, it's very personal because we have a right to have a voice in the world.
Yeah.
So it's very heartbreaking. And the only thing we can do, as far that I can tell, is we are the commodity on social media. We are the ones that are a product of the advertising. And so the only way to really fight that is to, what is our plan? What is your organization's plan in case social media does take your organization down? How are you going to get those followers and your friends and whatnot? How are you going to get those into your organization's database so you can have control over them?
Yeah.
In other words, reach out to them and stay in touch with them. But social media can shut you down in a heartbeat.
And what do you do without it, right? Like you said, you lost a part of your
4
job,
months,
like
shut down.
And I have to say, as a TV host, I'm even afraid of us having this conversation, to be completely honest, all right? Because I lost my Facebook for a month, and I was verified. And I was verified.
That's surprising.
And it was very difficult as to what I had to do to try to get it back.
Right.
And then I ended up knowing somebody who's also an anchor at the table. Thank you, Jason Nunez, who knew somebody at Meta.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, like it had to go to such extremes, and it took forever for them to even get back to him. All right.
Crazy.
So I'm fearful. And then you add to it that they also own IG and they also own WhatsApp. What are the 3 apps that I'm mostly on? Are those 3?
Me too.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's like, yeah, they're monopolizing and they're working hard at it and they're accomplishing it.
Right.
There is no rhyme or reason as to what you can do to combat them, right? Like my wife is like, stop being verified. Don't give them $1, right? But being verified was the only reason that I can even get in contact with a real person when this happened, right? So it's tough. Hate speech is not right, which is why I got off X, right? Once you're allowed to use the N-word, I'm out. There's no way, what are you going to say about our community, right? So, are we on that track to be the new X as Facebook?
I
mean, here we are.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And it's been happening for a while because I too, like both of you have lost my access to my Facebook at one point, and it went on for several months. And it was the same thing. I knew somebody who knew somebody, but I didn't even know the person knew it. It was just one of those things. I mentioned it to another friend who happened to tell somebody who was in a room with people that one of them had influence over at Facebook.
Wow.
Because he was a legal representative for them. But I could not get my account back. And there is literally no one you can talk to.
That's exactly right.
There's no phone number. You can Google everything you can think of, and it's impossible to get a hold of a representative who's willing to listen to your story.
Yes.
You know, because they don't even tell you really why they took you down. They just take you down.
No, and it was like, you're in review. We're reviewing. So, I mean, you're going to find a bunch of naked boys on my shit. You know what I mean? Like, what are you reviewing? Tell me now you're taking away this page. So, to your point, where will we be okay without Facebook, right? You have to understand that there might be a time that we'll lose Facebook. So now what? Where do we go from here, right? Where will you watch your Queer News Tonight, right? You're going to have to go on YouTube. You need to know that, you know? I mean, now, abortion, like now people, advocates can't even speak the truth on when it comes to, you know, abortion bans, abortion rules, stuff like that. Just educating folks. Wow. That's not allowed either. And like you said, bots are the ones that are checking all of that, right? So I have a friend, Paul Rhodes. Hi, Paul. He commented on somebody's thing. His comment got flagged. Crazy. You know, and for someone just reporting his comment, his Facebook account got taken down. I mean,
bots. Yep. Yeah.
And they're not going to go check this bot.
No, they're not.
And they're not going to review it. It's just going to sit in review forever. Because it's all computers.
Tragedy.
Exactly. So someone with a lot of money has to start a different one. So an independent can, instead of a monopoly, can give us another voice.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we got to learn to go back to the future and figure out what we did before all of this.
And it's not the first time they're doing this, and it's not their first time. You know what I mean? So for them to say it might be a glitch, F you. This is not a glitch. It's a pattern. You're showing me.
It's a choice to not have customer support. It's a choice as an international, probably $1 trillion organization.
Because we're slaves to them, Kevin.
Yes, we are. It's a choice.
You know that it can be done because we know, like GM, other huge corporations, there's someone to call to be able to get a hold of, to listen to you and escalate it where it needs to be and find fair results. But we don't have that option with these multimedia companies, these social media ones. Yeah.
It's tough. So again, goes back to what is your organization going to do as a backup plan to protect your voice, your presence in the world? And so how do you stay in touch with your fans, your followers, your tribe, your community? And so really, you've got to get them off social media into your company's database so that you can stay in touch. You know, I lost 15,000 people for 4 months. And let me tell you, it was crickets in my email box.
Because if you don't stay relevant, then
people weren't reaching out. It was very strange. Very strange, very heartbreaking.
Wow. Well, we'll keep on this story and more to come for sure. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.